John Updike is one of the nation's greatest living writers. He has won countless literary awards, including 2 Pulitzer Prizes, as well as the National Book Award. He is probably best known for his Rabbit Run series, chronicling the life of Harry Angstrom and 4 decades of contemporary middle-class America. His prolific career has produced over 50 books, including short stories, children's books, poems, essays, and criticism. His current work, Gertrude and Claudius, is his 19th novel. It tells the story of the King and Queen of Denmark before and leading into Shakespeare's great masterpiece, Hamlet. I am pleased to have John Updike back at this table. Welcome back.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You were here the last time, and I said, what's next? And you said, I can't really tell you, but you sort of hinted it'd be involving Denmark. You remember this?
I did. Did I
yeah.
really? I gave it all away.
Well, no, not all of it, but some of it. And I wasn't smart enough at the moment to pick it up, what you were doing, because the thing that I would never have fathomed is that you were going to tell us that you would rip off Shakespeare. Exactly. And I didn't think you had the to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, or innocence. Do you want to know why I did it?
Yes,
I mean,
that's a good question.
What was going through my mind?
Yes.
I think for years, ever since I first read the play at college, I thought that we didn't really know enough about Gertrude and Claudius before the play opens.
They haven't been given their due.
Not really, exactly. No, I thought they were given kind of short shrift and treated as villains when they were just, as far as I could see, a loving couple trying to make the best of the world they were in. And I saw Kenneth Branagh's uncut Hamlet movie.
Uncut? It was done to text, and it was about 5 hours, wasn't it?
It was 5 good hours, though, and you saw it all. You saw all those minor characters who are generally cut out and left out. And so, anyway, the Gertrude and Claudius there were vivid enough that that kind of emboldened me to make this little assault upon the sacred castle of William Shakespeare.
Now, did you have trepidation because you knew people could say, what does he think he is?
There were a couple of reviews that said, this is not as good as Shakespeare. Well, how does that hurts a guy's feelings? But I was trying not so much to compete, but to supplement, to help out, to provide another layer.
Now, that then goes to, how did you go about sort of deciding how and what you wanted to say about Gertrude and Claudius?
Well, I went back and read the original sources of the Hamlet legend, which goes back to the darkness of Viking
Same
days.
Sources that William Shakespeare read?
Shakespeare used. Well, he only used one. He used a French translation of a Latin text, but I read both translations of the original Latin text done in about the 12th century, and then the French translation done, I think, in the 16th. And what we're missing is an earlier play. There was an earlier Hamlet play, which is mentioned in the Elizabethan Chronicles, but that we have no text of.
So what do we think happened? Just don't know.
We think maybe somebody like Thomas Kidd wrote it and that Shakespeare's company purchased it, because you could do that then, and then handed it to Shakespeare and said, you do the best you can with this mishmash here.
And he started all over.
So he did, and he made a beautiful mishmash of it, but it is a kind of mishmash anyway. Right. Things don't exactly tie together. So when you get down into the text and try to think, well, how long was that, and when did that happen, and what's the precedent here, you have to make up a lot of material that he does not provide.
Tell me about your Gertrude and Claudius.
Well,
not the book, but the characters.
One loves Gertrude in the play. She just speaks so well. Of course, you could say all Shakespeare characters speak so well. It's what they do, after all.
It's what he did.
What he did, his thing. But everything she says is kind of gentle and wise and on the mark, and she doesn't have very many lines. But if I can just read the first 6 lines she speaks.
Yeah. This is not from your book, but from...
This is from the original. William Shakespeare. I think we all remember the scene dimly. It's the very sulky Hamlet, in black usually, gathered with the new king and his newly married queen, and he's in a sulk and making these rude puns against poor Claudius, and the queen says, "Good Hamlet, cast thy knighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark," that is King Denmark, king of. "Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust." And then this kills me. "Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity." Now, isn't that beautiful? From a mother to son, your life in a nutshell, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity. So anyway, I tried to make her say equally wise and gracious things in the course of my novelization.
Now, what do you think she knew?
I don't think she knew that her husband had been killed by his brother. I mean,
you don't think so?
I think even from within the play you can guess that. For example, she remains innocent right up to the duel that Hamlet and Laertes have. You know, she drinks the poison cup. If she was in on it, if she was a co-conspirator with Claudius, she wouldn't have made that silly mistake.